Very good morning. And normally, so with the flag hoisting only we do this address, but because of the weather gods की परेशानियां थी वहाँ पे, तो we decided कि we will be holding this part in the auditorium today. So at the outset, I really want to give my congratulations and my shubhkamnaएं to all the officers who are on training here and all the NACIN officers here and their families on the occasion of the 80th Independence Day today. What the journey which began in 1947 has reached up to this level and will continue to go further with the dreams and ambitions that we have, the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister for the Viksit Bharat 2047. हिंदी बोलूं इंग्लिश बोलूं दोनों चल क्योंकि I don't know how many people are able to understand हिंदी. तो जो यात्रा शुरू हुई थी 1947 में और वो यात्रा भी निरंतर चालू है और हमारे जो माननीय प्रधानमंत्री का जो विजन है विकसित भारत का और आत्मनिर्भर भारत का 2047 तक हम उस विकास यात्रा में शामिल हैं. देश के सारे 140 करोड़ लोग इस यात्रा में शामिल हैं. हर तरह के लोग हैं, हर डिपार्टमेंट के लोग हैं, हर क्षेत्र के लोग हैं और हम भी हैं. हमारा डिपार्टमेंट एज यू ऑल अंडरस्टैंड इज इन अ वेरी क्रिटिकल पोजीशन, क्योंकि कोई भी देश तभी प्रगति कर सकता है जबकि उसकी आर्थिक प्रगति काफी होती हो, बढ़ती हो. और उस आर्थिक प्रगति के लिए क्या इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है? इंडस्ट्री, सर्विस सेक्टर, इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है. और हमारा डिपार्टमेंट इस चीज के साथ ही जुड़ा हुआ है. हम इसके सबसे बड़े स्टेक होल्डर. तो अगर आर्थिक प्रगति नहीं होगी तो देश की प्रगति बिल्कुल नहीं हो सकती है. और अगर हमें विकसित भारत का जो लक्ष्य पूरा करना है, इसके लिए कम से कम 8% हमारा जीडीपी ग्रोथ ईयर ऑन ईयर होने की जरूरत है. और ये एक सस्टेन्ड ग्रोथ चाहिए फॉर अनदर 2 decades, मोर देन 2 decades. तो यू कैन इमेजिन सिंपली कि इस यात्रा के लिए कितनी मेहनत करने की जरूरत है और हमारा उसमें योगदान क्या हो सकता है. क्या हम नेगेटिव योगदान करना चाहते हैं कि हम पॉजिटिव योगदान करना चाहते हैं कि हमारा क्या है? क्योंकि जब भी हम डील करते हैं अपने डिपार्टमेंट के इससे पर्सपेक्टिव से, सबसे बड़ा हमारा काम क्या है? सप्लाई चेन को बना के रखना, उसकी इंटीग्रिटी को मेंटेन रखना. दिस इज आवर बिगेस्ट चैलेंज. चाहे इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट हो, चाहे वो जीएसटी हो. इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट में क्या है? गुड्स आर फिजिकली मूविंग इन एंड आउट ऑफ द कंट्री, एंड इन जीएसटी regime the goods are moving internally within from one manufacturer to the other or to the market here. And taxation is one very important part of the entire journey. So do we need to tax the people in the right way? Do we need to raise the right kind of issues, or do we need to raise bogus issues, technical issues, unnecessary paperwork? That is the kind of situation that we have to deal with internally within the department. Today, there is no talk about globalization happening, but was happening couple of decades earlier. Everything was discussed on a global basis, the globalization, World Trade Organization. Today, any of you are hearing that noise? No. Today, what we are having is that we are having the free trade agreement between the individual countries. So far, we have got around 40 trade agreements done with individual countries, and many more to follow. So everybody is trying to now kind of have bilateral kind of discussions with the country so that the individual strength and the commodities can be traded between those countries. There are a lot of issues in this because the number of treaties increase, the ambiguities also increase, the problems also increase. That requires resolution. And that resolution comes ultimately to whom? Us. As customs authorities or the GST authorities, it will come to us. The complications are increasing. Rate structures are being rationalized. In GST now there are, I think, only 2 rate structures operating. 2 है ना? 2 है, ज़्यादा है? 3 है, क्या क्या है? 5, 5, 18 and 3. But in the third category, very few commodities are there. So primarily it is 2. Customs has around 7 to 8 tariff at the moment, which again needs to be rationalized to brought back to align with the GST structure only, so that there are no inverted kind of duty structures available anywhere. So this is the kind of a scenario. Challenges are huge in front of us. Interpretation issues are there. Of course, we are not totally in the policy making. The board is there in the policy making. The field officers, our duty is to interpret those policies. The policies can be interpreted in various manners. One manner can be where the letter of the law surpasses or circumvents the spirit of the law. So whether we want to do that or whether we want to understand the spirit of the law and follow it according to that. Many times I gave several examples, but today is not the day that I'll give you those examples. But the thing is that we need to follow. And second, one more thing that I wanted to talk to people. When should we act? Where should we act? Should we act on everybody in a uniform manner that everybody is a suspect and every trade, everything we are going to look into? It's not like that. We are having a kind of risk management systems running, and those risk management systems are throwing the flags. So we have to concentrate on those areas which have been highlighted by certain kind of algorithm, certain kind of risk management systems, and we need to only focus on those areas. Suppose somebody goes for a scan for cancer, and the scan, I mean, is only the cancer is only in one particular organ or one particular point. So do we need to radiate the entire body, or we need to radiate the particular point where the cancerous growth is taking place? So the action has to be concentrated only on those spots where the problem areas are there. It cannot be a uniform application of the radiation therapy to every taxpayer for that matter. India is looking at a development at a very fast pace now. We need to be very, very cautious and very conscious about our efforts in this direction. We are all citizens of this country. We all want growth. We all want to contribute in this country's progress. We all want that whatever vision we are having with us, that should be fulfilled and implemented. But we expect many things from the other department. We say police is not doing their work. देखो crime बढ़ गया, ये बढ़ गया, वो बढ़ गया. Have we ever introspected within ourselves that what are we doing? That self-introspection is also one of the important aspects जो हमें इन दिनों में करना चाहिए, चाहे वो 15 अगस्त हो, 26 जनवरी हो, या हमारा GST डे हो, या हमारा कस्टम्स डे हो. On these days, we must introspect on those issues also, that are we on the right track or are we in the wrong track? And if we are in the wrong track, then what can be done to correct ourselves to come back on the right track? That's very important introspection. I don't want to dwell much upon this. No, let us go forward. So today, I was just listening to the Honorable Prime Minister's speech, and he had mentioned about kind of seven I mean सख्त धारा उन्होंने बोली है कि ये एक सख्त शक्ति, seven fields where we need to strengthen. उन्होंने बहुत elaborately बोला है, मैं उसको replicate नहीं कर पाऊंगा. You must not listen to his speech because it's a very, very important speech. But the sum and substance of that, what he has said is this: every one of us, especially this country, needs a lot of progress in the areas of technology. especially in technological fields, especially in the fields of like Gati Shakti. Gati Shakti, you all understand? Speed of the things. So technological field में, as you all know that I deal with a lot of IITian, being the chairman of an IIT, so a lot of people come. And I have seen the other side of the spectrum also, because all these big companies and startups and everything, they are all discussing things with me. So what they say is that they they have genuine issues sometimes. They don't understand the taxation. कई लोग तो समझते ही नहीं है जो है, because they are focused on the company's progress. There was one guy who was dealing with pharmaceuticals. उसको जो है ना, I mean, he had to purposely understand the GST provisions because he was getting notices. And when he understood the provisions, he came to me one day and he discussed with me that this is the notice I have got, this is my reply. There was absolutely no case of GST. बट नोटिस चले जाते हैं, अननेसेसरी चले जाते हैं. तो ये जो रूटीन नोटिस हैं, जो इनको रोकना है हमें, क्योंकि हमें जब तक हम फार्मा, सेमीकंडक्टर्स, आपके जो है इमर्जिंग एआई के जो जितने भी इमर्जिंग फील्ड्स हैं, या रोबोटिक्स, या जितने ऐसे स्पेस टेक्नोलॉजी, अभी आपने देखा स्काई रूट का दैट रॉकेट हैज बीन लॉन्च्ड just 2 months earlier only in our one of the events in Bangalore. The Skyroad founder was with me on the stage, and I had given him some kind of a memento from our side कि आप अच्छा कर रहे हो, अच्छा करोगे. And then you see after 2 months they had launched a rocket, and that was the first attempt they did it. So there are many people like that who are doing exceptionally good work, but let them be focused on their core competence. उसको अगर हम डिपार्टमेंट, उनके पास में पैराफर्नालिया नहीं होता है. स्टार्टअप इंडस्ट्री में दे डू नॉट हैव ह्यूज बैंडवैगन ऑफ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स एंड लॉयर्स विद देम टू डील विद द टैक्स डिपार्टमेंट इश्यूज जो है. तो हम इन लोगों को प्रमोट करने की कोशिश करें जो है, उनके कुछ इश्यूज भी अगर हैं, वो आते हैं हमारे पास, दे हैव लॉट ऑफ एक्सपेक्टेशन फ्रॉम द डिपार्टमेंट. इफ दे कम टू अस, इट इज अस दैट वी शुड बी गाइडिंग देम प्रॉपरली कि तुम्हारा जो है इसको ऐसे नहीं, ऐसे कर लो, तुम्हारे पास ये प्रोविजंस है, these are the things that you can do. This is how we will contribute. Tax collection is one part, but the creating the soft power for the department is the other part. Today one of the 7 जो शक्तियां जो PM साहब ने बोली है, the last part of that is this soft power. He talked about the soft power of India in terms of culture, in terms of heritage, in terms of movies, in terms of interactions. But on the lesser scale, if we talk about, let us talk about the soft power of our own department, because every institution has its soft power. आप बाहर में अपने को कैसे प्रेजेंट करते हैं, बाहर में जो है आपका इंटरेक्शन क्या होता है, बाहर में आपका एटीट्यूड क्या है, हेल्पिंग नेचर क्या है कि आप परेशान करना चाहते हैं, दैट डिटरमिन्स द सॉफ्ट पावर. बाहर में आपका इंटरेक्शन कैसा है विद द अदर स्टेक होल्डर्स, दैट डिटरमिन्स द सॉफ्ट पावर. तो जो भी आपके पास कोई भी आदमी आता है, कोई भी पूछने के लिए आता है, कोई भी इश्यूज लेके आता है, तो जो भी हमारे नॉलेज है हमें इसको बताना चाहिए. कहीं कोई गलत भी कर रहा है, इसको हमें सुधारने की जरूरत है, बिकॉज टू आर इज ह्यूमन. ऐसा नहीं होता है कि हर आदमी जो है आपके तरह ही जीएसटी का लॉ को समझता हो, करता हो और उसको अप्लाई कर सकता हो हर जगह पे. ऐसा नहीं पॉसिबल हो सकता. हमारे सबकी लिमिटेशन होती है. जैसे कि हम जीएसटी कस्टम्स लॉ समझते हैं, बट आपको हम पूछें इनकम टैक्स में क्या है प्रोविजंस हैं, तो आप शायद ना बता पाए. या आपको मैं अगर पूछूं कि बीएनएस की धारा क्या क्या अभी चल रही है, पुलिस की जो पावर्स है, आप नहीं बता सकते हैं, क्योंकि आपने वो चीजों को पढ़ी नहीं ठीक से वहां से करके. हर की अपनी अपनी कोर कॉम्पिटेंस है. वी आर एक्सपर्ट इन आवर लॉज, वी नॉट एक्सपर्ट इन द अदर्स लॉज, अदर टेरिटरी. अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं कि आपको रॉकेट लॉन्च करना है, क्या करेंगे आप, हमारे हाथ काम भूल जाएंगे, क्योंकि हमने वो पढ़ा नहीं ना, हमने वो किया नहीं, हमने रॉकेट साइंस नहीं पढ़ी है. तो दिस इज द प्रैक्टिकल इशू. जिसने जो चीज पढ़ी होती है उसमें उसकी कॉम्पिटेंस होती है जो है. तो हमें इस बात को समझना है कि हर इंसान आपके तरह से जो है जीएसटी के लॉ या कस्टम्स के लॉ या बाकी जो लॉ हम इम्प्लीमेंट करते हैं नहीं समझते हैं. वो उतना ज्यादा नहीं समझ, उनके अगर कुछ अगर टेक्निकल मिस्टेक्स हैं तो हमारी ड्यूटी है उसको हम करेक्ट करेंगे. टेक्निकल मिस्टेक्स as a department we should be very open to these people, that they should come to you and they should we should extend our helping hand to these people. ये एक बहुत सॉफ्ट पावर के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट मैसेज है, क्योंकि डिपार्टमेंट की इमेज को हमें बढ़ाना है. हमेशा से जो है ये ध्यान रखिए, बिकॉज दिस इज आवर ब्रेड एंड बटर. आप में से कई लोग ऐसे होंगे जो कि आई थिंक 20-21 साल तक कभी और डिपार्टमेंट में रहने वाले होंगे, है ना, कुछ लोग होंगे, है ना। ठीक है, मेरा तो चलो 4 साल 5 साल में मैं निकल जाऊंगा, लेकिन बहुत से ऐसे लोग हैं जिनको के कंधों के ऊपर में ही पूरा विकसित भारत का जो है हमारा एक विजन और जो हमारा एक इम्प्लीमेंटेशन का जो कार्यक्रम है वो आपके ऊपर है। आपको रहना है, 20 साल 25 साल डिपार्टमेंट में रहना है, आपको उसको आगे लेके जाना है। नासिन अपना काम करता है। नासिन में देखिए, आप आपकी ट्रेनिंग सही चल रही है मेरे हिसाब से, ठीक है। तो हम लोगों ने काफी कोशिश की है कि जितने भी हमारे, जबकि यहाँ पे बहुत प्रेशर है, यू विल अंडरस्टैंड दिस थिंग कि नासिन मुंबई इज केटरिंग टू 21% ऑफ द कार्डर ऑफ सीबीआईसी, 21% कार्डर। नासिन मुंबई इज केटरिंग टू थाउजेंड्स एंड थाउजेंड्स ऑफ पीपल। अंडरस्टैंड द इश्यूज हियर जो है। अभी कितनी ट्रेनिंग चल रही है आपकी, मैंडेटरी चल रही है ये वाली जो है, ऐसे करके इंडक्शन भी पहले हुआ होगा। अभी कितने सारे बैचेस की और मैंडेटरी हुए, इंडक्शन हुए, और अभी तो रोजगार मेला होने वाला है अभी इन द मंथ ऑफ आई थिंक अगस्त सितंबर में हो रहा है, सितंबर फर्स्ट वीक में 10 तारीख के होगा। फिर a new batch of induction trainee will again be coming. I was just mentioning to somebody couple of days earlier only, I think Lingwal I was mentioning that जो है the kind of problem that we were in couple of years earlier, there were at least more than 3,000 officers who were to be given induction training by NACIN Mumbai. और हमारी कैपेसिटी क्या है, लिमिटेशंस क्या है, लिमिटेशंस है हमारा हॉस्टल। हॉस्टल में हमारे पास सिर्फ 55 रूम्स आते हैं। So that means in one batch, how many we can take? 110 people. And if we are having the sharing arrangement, 110 people we will take in one batch. And this room is almost around 20-25 people. This is our capacity. So if there are 3,000 people to be trained for induction, and induction training takes place for 14 weeks. So that means around 12 weeks they are in this campus. So 12 weeks का मतलब क्या होता है? 3 months. So in 3 months, one batch induction takes place. So in a year, how many we can train? 400, 450. That's it. So if there are 3,000 officers waiting for the induction training, so if we would have gone by the normal routine, so how many years it would have taken? More than that. More than that. Taken 6 years, 7 years लगता, and in between for the 6-7 years, new batches would have again come. So what would have happened to those? You can imagine. So it would have taken so much of backlog every time, and it would have gone endemically for a long, long time. But today, what we are saying is that we are happy to say there is not a single officer waiting for the induction course. It is all finished. Similarly, all mandatory courses are being done, not only for GST but also for customs. And we have already planned when the next batch of the trainees will be coming after the Rozgar Mela. We are already ready for that. There is a roadmap planned for it. So by the end of I think March or April, each and every person who are joining a press, where we have around 360 people coming in customs, and similarly 310 or 20 people coming in GST. So it is again 680, 690 people coming fresh in the department. They will all be trained within this time period only. So this happens only with proper planning. This happens with the dedication of all the officers of NACIN here. They are relentlessly following everything meticulously and they plan for it. And it's not an easy job. It looks very easy. कि क्या है NACIN में आए training करा दिया. It's not like that at all. So things are complicated. You require a lot of planning, lot of hard work from the part of the officers. That is why how you create this Gati Shakti. जो एक प्लानिंग के साथ में जो है, and without any kind of failure anywhere, you have to really go ahead and implement the things. So on that note, again, on a very positive note, and whatever I said today, this message should be imbibed by all of us, and we really need to change the image of the department. We need to introspect on ourselves. We need to create soft power for the department, and we need to work with a lot of dedication. We need to not raise technical issues. We need to focus only on those areas which are the problem areas, and we have to think as one department. It is not individually कि हमारा कुछ हो जाए, इधर का कुछ हो जाए, उधर कुछ हो जाए, ऐसा नहीं चलता है. One department, and in the monolithic way we have to think. We say na one nation, one market, one tax. GST का हमारा जो लोगो है, so that really requires to be imbibed by all of us. We need to think in a similar fashion all across today. Once again, lot of congratulations and lot of shubhkamnaएं on the 80th Independence Day, and let's all take this resolve further. So we will do whatever it takes us to take India forward and achieve our dream of Viksit Bharat 2047. Thank you.